How's it going, everybody? I think you guys can hear me. I'll turn this music down a little. I have some royalty-free music chilling in the background, but I'm gonna get started here in just a few minutes. Just making sure the stream is working. Yeah, okay, great. Just making sure the stream is working. Okay, we'll get rolling here shortly. Get some windows in order, make sure my cameras are all working. Looking great. So, honestly, I might just get rid of the music. I'm gonna stop the music for now. It's distracting me. So, not great. Okay, so the goal today is, I need to get gloves. I'll be right back. Where the hell did I put them? Ah, over here. Alrighty. Just getting my gloves on here so I can explain what's going on. Okay, so for any of you that are not familiar with how the scanning electron microscope works, I'm about to butcher an explanation here. This is called the Welnhelt unit, probably pronouncing that wrong, but this is actually, there's a filament inside here, a small tungsten filament. That's what actually makes the electrons. You heat that filament up, and then there's a negative bias on the cap, and it shoots electrons out. So the problem is that in our unit that's in there now, this is a duplicate that I have, I'm pretty sure the filament is not aligned properly. So we're gonna pull it out. I have a microscope in the other room. We're gonna put it under there, and we're gonna visually align it and hope that that helps. Then once we put all that back together, we are going to move on to actually doing a condenser lens alignment if I have time to do that today. If not, we're just going to wing it. So the first thing I need to do is open up the column. So to give you some perspective, this thing right up here, this is the cap for our column, and inside of that unit on the bottom here is where that unit I just showed is. So that's what we got to open up. I'm going to do one thing really quickly here on the computer. I lost our stream link. I got to find it really quick. Give me just a moment. Okay, so the first thing we have to do is actually open the gun, which I hate doing because ours is not, I think the pressure that's plumbed into the vent line for that gun is too high. Because every time I do it, the cap fucking, it bumps up really high, like really quickly. So we're gonna try to just do it, and I'm gonna put some pressure on this, which is gonna trigger probably anybody that's actually operated one of these units, but it's just to prevent it from flying open. And I'm also going to, I need my tin foil. Some of our ultra clean tin foil here as well. Just get that ready. Get a fresh sheet ready to go. because we want to cover that column and make sure no dust gets into it. Pretty important. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to hold this down. I'm going to press the gun vent button. Okay. Well, the whole system crashed. That's never happened before. Quite interesting. Okay. I'll take the camera down here. I pressed the gun button, and we've got we just crashed. I have no idea what just happened. Should I unpress it? Oh, it did vent. Jesus, I'm gonna turn this thing off. Something is not right. The chamber's open, so we're gonna count that as a win. That's definitely never happened before. We're gonna deal with that later. Open this guy up. Our O-ring kind of came unseated. I'm just gonna quickly cover this with foil. Make sure no dust gets in. Okay. And now we're supposed to have a special tool to remove this. Guess what we don't have? So we're using our fingers. Now we've got it out. So here's the actual kind of head of the electron gun there where the Wellenhelt snaps into. And then you would be looking down to the column right now if that was open. I'm gonna get another piece of tin foil on there just because I'm extra paranoid. I'm really not liking how the vacuum system just crashed. I'm going to just ignore that for now, but I hope this thing sucks back down okay. I've definitely never seen that happen. I've opened this gun a few times. So, let's see. Yeah, it is the exact same model as a 5200. The special tool, yeah, it doesn't exist, so. All right, let me readjust some things here. I'm gonna move you guys over to my digital microscope so we can see what's going on over there. Here. Yeah, I've only ever seen this special tool in the manual, so I don't know. I've never seen one in person. I think fingers work just fine, honestly. Never had an issue with just using my fingers. I've opened this thing more times than I would like to admit. Okay, let me go get the Wellenhelt. Let's see how aligned she's looking here. I'll focus on that a bit better. Okay, it's definitely visually slightly off center. Like I feel like it's trending towards the top left. Let me read these comments here. Ah, that makes sense. Just so it doesn't get too hot. All right, let me pull a chair up. And kind of visually, okay. So I'm gonna try to just, we're gonna do this one step at a time. Gotta find the proper alignment screws. Gonna make really small adjustments and keep checking it. This is something I never did when I rebuilt this electron gun because I was just trying to get this working. Feels pretty important to do. All right, let's check that again. That's not the right one. Better. It still definitely needs to come over to the right a bit more. Okay. See what screws I need to adjust to get that. Whoa. Be careful. The height probably, honestly, also needs adjusted. There's a lot of work that was not done on this that should have been done. But what are you going to do? Check this again. I feel like that's looking better, at least than it was. It's still definitely not perfect, but it's definitely better. Ooh, telecentric lens. I'm going to have to write that down. Well, I honestly need a better dissecting scope for this kind of stuff because, yeah, all we really have that is suitable for this are these digital scopes here. I'm gonna make one or two more final centering adjustments. My goal is just better than it was. Like basically I was maxing out the Y correction on the tilt alignment because I just couldn't get it to where it needed to go. So if I can just get it better, I'm happy with that. Ooh, a stereo. Yeah, this is the best digital scope we have, and it's just okay. About the best I would rate it. Let me get more light on this. Yeah, that's definitely still not perfect. It's crazy how small these adjustments I'm making are. I guess it's sort of to be expected, but I feel like I need to switch to the outer set of screws because I think I've hit the limit on the inner set. Looking okay. Yeah, still some adjustment needed. All right, let me try this. Up. Slightly loosen this guy. How's everybody's day going so far? Surprised to have viewers that aren't coworkers. Thanks for joining in. You're right. I still have that helium detector for you too. I need to check its condition. I haven't done that yet. It came with a very dead battery, which I have not tried fixing yet. It'd be so sick if it was just a dead battery, honestly, but I doubt it. Okay. Yeah, I think it's better. Like at least a little bit. I'm gonna go grab my manual real quick. I'll be right back. Double check something. Eek. Yeah, no, I was getting like a volt off that battery. I was like, yeah, that thing's toast. Here, I'll show it to you real quick. Why not? Right here. I mean, luckily they make it kind of easy because it just like snaps off. So here's the dead heavy ass battery, and then everything that actually matters over here. So I'm gonna come up with a battery replacement and test it, and if it doesn't work, I'll ship it on off to you. Ah, okay. sick, good to know. Okay, so let me switch over my cameras here. All right, so this is what I'm looking at right now. I'm just double checking my stuff here, specifically this, I don't know how I'm supposed to do this without just kind of winging it. I think I did an okay job before, but let's see if we can gander at all what the current setback is from this. That almost seems too low, but I can't really tell. Yes, they do. I don't know, do you know a good way to actually measure that? Because other than just visually, I'm not sure. Like, and it looks, visually it looks maybe a little too low. If I had to, let me get better light on that. I might take that up a few cranks. Let's just see. Just like a half twist. That's feeling okay. Let me get the focus fixed on this. Yeah, I definitely think it's all better than it was. I think it was in a pretty sorry state a few minutes ago. Okay. I'm almost willing to call that good enough. Depth micrometer. Micrometers. Okay. All right, let's check that. That's a good way to, edge and bottom corner is a good way to put that. I think yes. I think it's pretty damn close. Cool. All right, well, let's try to put it back in the microscope and see if the microscope even boots back up, because I don't know who was in when I took this out, but the whole vacuum system crashed when I pressed that button, which is not what you like to see. So let's bring everything back over there. Oh, within a millimeter. Damn, that's actually way bigger of a range than I thought. All right, taking you guys back over here 1 second. Yeah, good note. All right, let's see. That's decent. Decent angle. We'll fix that. Okay, now's the moment of truth. I'll be right back. I gotta get the cap. All right, I'm just gonna dust this off. All right. Oh shit! I always forget how this clamps back in here. I think it doesn't matter. I think it goes either way. Okay. Here we go. Popping this back in. And then oh shit, I need to make sure I didn't get some of my glove caught in that. 1 second. Yeah, we're good. And I'm honestly not sure what to do about the vacuum system crash. I guess I'm just gonna put this back together. Make sure this O-ring looks good. Pop that back in, and then I'm gonna depress the gun button, I suppose, and then just boot it up and see if it sucks the chamber. Honestly, you're not wrong. All right, I'm gonna boot this thing back up and hope that it just starts sucking the column down. It's probably gonna wait until, all right, we'll give it like a minute. Yeah, I don't know what happened, but as soon as I pressed the gun evac button, it just, like, the entire vacuum panel crashed and the whole system shut off and went back to like a boot loop. And this did open. It opened, but I don't know why it did that. I've opened this gun like 4 times and I've never had it do that before. Not ideal. It's not even trying to suck the column down yet. But that takes a few minutes anyways, so hopefully that does its job. The stream's probably going to be really boring for the next 20 minutes as this pumps down. But it could get more interesting if it fails to pump down. I don't know. I also had this spare cap that I could have used, but it's been sitting out of atmosphere. I didn't really feel like, I don't know if a bakeout's even required on this small of amount of metal, but I don't know. Somebody, you tell me. But I have like 3 of these spare caps, which makes me think next time I do this, maybe I'll just rebuild and align it outside of the machine and then just swap out the head. Yes. Very true. But I just mean like in the future. Yeah, honestly, we really need to get a get some airlines in here. We're going to be building a new lab in like a year or so, hopefully, and at that point we're going to do everything right. But we still have some interim bad solutions employed. What are you going to do? I still do not see the column cap getting sucked back down, but it has not cycled to that portion yet, so. I think we're still waiting on the initial boot. Just cleaning up here a little bit. Alright, so I guess while we're sitting here, I'm going to start reading through what I'm in for with the condenser alignment, because I have never, Adam shared with me that document on it, and then I found my version in my manual. Other than that, that's about all I've ever looked at with condenser alignment, so we'll start looking into that. I'll give you guys a live vacuum panel view. Look at that, so fancy. Let me fix this. Wow, now you guys know where it's at too. So fun. It's weird that the heater's taking so long to come back on, or I guess clear its interlock. I don't know what the right wording for that would be. I can take these gloves off now too. Okay, let's pull open that document. So, I think condenser lens alignment is right after this. Yeah. I also don't have this tool, should I ever need it. I hope I don't, but honestly, I go above 20 kb quite a lot, so probably don't. Okay, here we go. Check on my Sweet. Yeah, I'm definitely writing depth micrometer down. I don't have anything like that. Feels useful for an application like this. Tungsten filament, we got that. Alright, well, we're definitely still waiting on step 1. Loosen the 4 condenser lens assembly retaining screws. Okay. I definitely have not loosened those. Definitely slightly concerned about loosening those, but what are you gonna do? I also don't have this alignment tool. At least I'm pretty sure I don't. I gotta double check my boxes, but that looks like it's just an Allen key with a fancy handle on it. So I'm also not too worried about that. Yeah, you're right about that. I didn't think about it. You kind of do need to touch that, don't you? Touching the filament would be unideal. But yeah, those look just like, those have got to just be Allen keys. Yeah. Okay, so I can find something that fits that. I don't need a fancy tool. Oh yeah, let me fix this view here. I'm gonna go boom, and then boom. There, and you guys can kind of see what's going on there still. Okay. Let's continue to read about what we will have to do. So set up a bunch of optic settings to these settings, easy enough. Loosen the retaining screw. Is there just one retaining screw? There's 4, okay. Quarter turn counterclockwise. So is that one too down there, or is it just, are they just the top? Okay, looking at that, I think just the top. So just the top 4 screws around the column, those are our retaining screws. I see. And then the alignment screws will do their job, if I'm understanding this correctly. Okay. Next. Okay, just more settings. Wobbler off. 11:30. Kind of weird. Specimen holder is on the specimen stage. Yes. It is blank. We'll have to realign the gun. I believe we're already on normal polarity. Yep. Okay, so this seems pretty straightforward. Just set everything to a defined value, and then I am going to need to get a dry erase marker. We'll go find one of those shortly. Still, let's see, has the column started sucking at all? Oh, that shit's still open. Alright, well, it should start roughing it pretty soon. Hey, that's a good idea, Spirit. I will definitely try. That's the goal, is I'm going to just boot this thing back up and see. Because, like, I know the guy that I got it from definitely had it pretty well. He showed me some, like, 50,000x images he took that looked pretty good. Now, I did drop it maybe 4 inches when I was getting it up into this building. So all bets are off on if things are still aligned. But at least we're going to try for sure before I do that. Thanks for the tip. It'd be a great day for me if it was just the filament, honestly. That'd be a fantastic day. And with how visually uncentered that was, I could see it. Oh. Now we're just waiting for the slog of this thing to pump down. Should have put a calibration target in there, honestly, but oh well. I'll just find a scratch or something. If anybody that's watching that doesn't know what we're looking at down here, this is the system's vacuum panel. So basically all of these lights just show you which pumps are turned on and which valves are currently open. which determines what state the system is currently in. So when V7 turns on, that means that the column is at operating pressure, and we can actually turn a beam on and run the SEM. Right now, we're actually waiting for just these roughing valves to open so that the column actually gets sucked back down and that lid is not just sitting on there by the force of gravity anymore. That's what we're going to do. I'm still very concerned about the fact that this button caused the entire system to crash, but you know, we only have to press that button once a year, so roughly, it's not a big deal. If this is the last time we open that up, I'm happy about that until we blow the filament. But no, it's still very strange to me. A little concerned about that. But yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think, what else can I show you guys while we're waiting? I'll give you guys a little lab tour. So, obviously right here, we got the SEM. It's our JSM-6400. We've got some fun features on here. We got these 3 WDS detectors that most other 6400s do not have. I've seen a few with this configuration. Now, I don't know if these work at all. I have some gas up there. Some P10 that I need to hook up to these and actually like get them running. That's kind of a side project for a later date. And I also have a huge ultra thin window EDS in that cabinet that I have no idea if that's working either. I need to open it up and check the status of the window. But again, no clue if any of that works. Been mainly focused on getting good imaging out of this, and then I'm going to move on to that stuff. It's been pretty constantly under vacuum, and I know I don't have a big leak, I think that the WDS should still be okay. But I could just be dreaming. Regardless, still a cool system. Back here, this is our sputter coater. Or not sputter coater, I always say the wrong thing. Technically, this is our vacuum evaporator, which we only use for coating in silver right now. This is our big ass Denton. This thing's fun because I think a few people from the Discord have seen this rotary pump, but it's got this like 1974 Welsh rotary pump in it. Still going strong. The diffusion pump is toast. This thing sounds like a popcorn machine when you turn it on. So that's getting rebuilt soon. I have new oil for it. I just haven't felt like draining my cooling loop to do that. What else we got? Let's see. Fume hood, supercritical dryer right here. We've used that once or twice to get some samples done. It works pretty well, actually. This is our supercritical, or I guess just liquid CO2. It's not supercritical in there. Yeah, I guess I'll take you on a full tour. We're not doing anything else. Centrifuge, manuals. Here's that ultra-thin window EDS I was talking about. I don't think it's been inserted into the SEM since like 2010. So I have low confidence that it works, but if the window's still fine, technically it should be fine. So, I don't know. Let's see. I can show any fun samples off I'm working on. We got posted some plant seeds in the Discord a while back. That was this slide. This is a nano gel I'm trying to image right now, but we just couldn't hit that resolution that these features are at. So hopefully I'll be able to image this nano gel later this week. I realize this is a horrible camera angle with the MacBook right now. I'm sorry about that. There we go. Oh, I should honestly probably, since we're doing a tour, let me flip these cameras 1 second. Oh boy, fit to screen. There we go. Off the other stuff. So yeah, this is our little workstation, -20 freezer, which is pulled out because we're doing power management stuff. Biosafety cabinet, which is missing its legs. It got installed without the legs. Very hard to put those on. I'm not going to take you outside of this room right now. I'll show you the confocal lab some other time, because I don't want to be out of here when this thing starts pumping down again. Or when it starts opening valves again, I should say. So let me set you back up in this vacuum control panel view. Beautiful. Okay. think we only got one viewer right now, which is to be expected because this shit got boring. What are you gonna do? That's life in a SEM lab. Yeah, I don't know. I'm really hoping that we don't have to align the condenser lenses. The only thing that makes me think we might is the fact that I dropped this when we moved into the building. Like, it had a hard fall of about 3 inches, and it doesn't seem to have affected anything. But, I don't know. I just don't know. We also have, we have something I actually need to fix before we can turn the beam on, so I'm going to do that really quick. And I'll narrate through what that is once I get the camera repositioned in such a way that you may see. Okay, that should be fine. So, essentially, we have a chamber scope on this thing that is complete toast. Me and my one of our students, Luke, was trying to get it fixed. We were tracing all the signals with an oscilloscope, and yeah, long story short, we tried to desolder the sensor so that we could finish tracing something, and we like warped the entire board, and that thing is toast now. So I just have the camera port taped off, which I don't like because it means there's a lot of extra photons getting into the chamber. So I'm going to go ahead and just put this steel blank back over it while we're not using the camera. Keep the gamma out and keep the light out. Keep the gamma in, keep the light out. New chamber scope is on the agenda, but it is definitely not. We ordered some modules off eBay that should slot into the old system pretty well. It's taking quite a while. Oh, hey, look at that. Hey, I think it just sucked the column down. I heard a... Yep, that's good. Okay, we're booting up. We're actually booting back up. That's nice. What a fiasco that was. So I hate pressing literally any of the vacuum control buttons on this thing. They just scare me because I've had them do this to me too many times. Sorry, I'm just trying to get this camera positioned correctly. Most stubborn tripod in the world. Okay. All right, well, that's good. So we're booting back up, which means soon we should be able to check. We should be able to check and see if that helped. I'm really hoping it did, because I was like, only on one of the filament alignment controls I was maxing out. So I think, and it looked pretty visually uncentered. You know what? You're right about that, Martin. I think there could be a short. The weird part is that I've vented that gun a few times, and I've never had that happen yet. So I don't know if it was just a fluke. I don't know. One thing I've had happen too is if the air compressor is like the old air compressor for the system sometimes just lags behind when it's supposed to kick on, like to keep pressure up. So I'm kind of like wondering if the pressure just dropped right below threshold right as I hit the gun button, and it tried to open a few valves, which then like hit the air interlock and said, oh, we don't have air. I saw one of the lights turn on, but it happened so fast I don't know if it was the vacuum light or the air pressure light. So I don't know. I do like your idea of intentionally pressing buttons to try to crash it. I'm going to do that not today because I'd like to go home at a reasonable time today. But that is going to definitely be something I do at some point. Just flip through some things while we're... oh, whoops. That's not what we wanted. Yeah, no, I do like that idea. I think it's a good call. There's a lot of like little things with the system like that I need to just have a day and sit down and do. I am really interested to see. It'll be interesting to see if we do have to do the condenser lens alignment. I was kind of honestly getting excited to do it, but I I definitely won't complain if I don't have to do it. I'm going to try to start live streaming all the work I do on this thing in this kind of a format here. We have a streaming computer in the other room that I'm going to like get onto a cart and get a few dedicated cameras set up on, so I can just kind of cart it around the lab and show stuff off. How's it going, Peter? Oh, evening over there for you. Wow. I always forget how international the SEM Discord is. So to fill you in, we did the filament alignment visually. We are waiting for the system to pump back down, which it's getting there. And then once that's done, we're going to check. We're going to see how it looks. If it looks bad, we'll continue on to condenser lens alignment. But if not, then we're just going to call it there. But yeah, right now we're just waiting on the slog of this system booting back up. We had an incident when we first started where the whole vacuum system crashed when I pressed the gun button. It did still open the gun, but a little disconcerting. So hoping that that does not happen again. But we will see. Yeah, right. Yeah, and the weird thing is I must have opened that gun 10 times before when I was in the process of rebuilding everything, so. Well, hey, I appreciate all you guys tuning in. It's fun to have some company while you do this stuff. A little less nerve-wracking, too, to know that there's at least maybe somebody watching that can say, hey, don't do that stupid thing. But, you know, sometimes you gotta have a stupid mistake. All right, I think we should be, within the next 5 minutes, this will be on, I think. And then we can turn on the computer and see where things are at. Yeah, no, I love your username. I think it's good to just build that into your username so the expectations are set low from the beginning. You know, I think that's a good call. If any of you are curious about the digitization system on this thing, this is it. This 4Pi module here. It has this huge data cable that goes into a PCI card on the back of the computer, and then another one that goes to JA2 on the microscope. I really want to get Adam's open beam interface running on this thing because I think that would be sick and way better than the 4Pi software from 2004. But honestly, that thing still outputs a decent binary file that I don't know. I like the parser I built for it a lot. I'll show it off while we're waiting. You know, why not? We don't got anything else going on. Okay. Yeah, the raw data files coming off of this thing, I basically just threw them. I literally threw them into Claude and I said, build me a viewer for this file. And then it took some tweaking and like manual edits, but I went into my original 4Pi software and I made sure it's 1-to-1 pixel calibrated with that software. So 1 pixel distance matches 1 pixel distance software to software. So at least to the 4Pi stuff, this is calibrated. I haven't actually put a calibration target in here yet and done it, but I know that the last guy that worked with this SEM did. But I really like this viewer because you can go in and like you can add measurements. And I kind of just like made it the way I wanted it to work. And then you can export and you can say, I only want to export this version. I want to include the overlay. It'll pull some data automatically. You can say, I want a scale bar. I don't want a scale bar. I do or don't want to include the measurements. Then you export it. You get a pretty nice, oh no, it's not gonna, let me open this in browser so you guys can actually see it. Tragedy, one sec. Yeah. Get a pretty nice exported image there, which I really like. But yeah, so this thing's still working well enough for now, but eventually I would love to get OpenBeam interface running on that. We gotta be close. So close to this actually turning on. Also, if the background audio sounds weird, I have like a filter on this mic just because the water pump is so loud. I don't want to subject you guys to it, but if you hear like a very high-pitched background tone whenever I talk, that's our water circulation pump. So would love to get a quieter one at some point. That would make my days a lot better. Yeah, I'm not sure if there's anything else I can. You ever like hit a section in the manual and you're like, oh God, I hope I never have to do that. That's the scintillator section for me. I don't ever want to touch that. I do have an extra one, but God damn, do I never want to take that module apart. It's funny how close the old Joel bell jar evaporators look to the Dentons. Pretty similar. Synth isn't too bad. Okay. See, it's this community that keeps me sane, because I see a diagram like that and I just get stressed out. But then you got people saying, "Oh, it's not so bad." That's what I love to hear. That makes me much more likely to try something like that. Literally just somebody telling me it's not that hard. I'm my own worst enemy. Okay, like that. Like I never want to take the condenser lens. Or is this for taking the column out to clean it? No, this is disassembling the condenser lens. That doesn't look fun. Oh, the Corona thing. Let me scroll back up and see what you're talking about. Oh, the Corona ring. Oh, shit. Yeah, I can I can see why. That looks painful. So the scintillator actually fits in there and then you screw it in to get it like aligned. Ah, I see. What's this wire going to it? Just to apply a voltage to it, or what? Is the collector's that, right? Interesting. Oh, hey, I heard the good sound. Oh, a 10 kilovolt bias. Okay, okay. All right, so that just booted. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna get this thing situated to a good monitor view here. Oh, interesting. Every time I talk to somebody that's been doing this for way longer than I have, I realize how much I have to learn about how these tools actually work. But that's one of the funnest parts of life, so who am I to complain? All right, let me boot this computer up. I'm gonna turn off these lights. I probably should have the keyboard for this thing. And some extra light. Okie dokie. Let me move some of these cables. Turn this on. All right, she's ready to rock. So I'm just gonna try. We're just gonna go straight to 20. Nah. I was having issues at lower voltages. I'm actually gonna start at 5 kilovolts. And Oh, I want to read your comment real quick. Nameless. Oh, that's... How did you fix that? That sounds horrible. The... Just broke. Oh, man. Okay. I'm just going to draw up an image, or I'm just going to get an image of the stage going here. Make sure my working distance is set correctly, which is definitely not. 39. Oh, nice. Careful and soldering are two words that don't go together for me all that well yet. I'm working on that. Okay. I'll make sure I'm not messing anything up since a lot going on in my mind. All right, I need to open the aperture to 2. One moment. Aperture is open. All right, I'm going to turn on the beam. Oh, geez. Yeah, I have a spare cint in my in my setup over here, and all of the labels are like, do not touch this, do not open this, do not breathe on it until you're ready for it, and make sure you've read all of the appropriate manuals. So that I get the vibe that they are pretty easy to destroy. Okay, I'm gonna apply my voltage. I'm gonna switch modes here. All right, let's get saturation going. Weird that we're not really seeing anything yet. Okay, good. For a second, I was like, oh shit, did the electron gun break? No, we're good. Let me carefully dial this in. That, I feel like I definitely just blew past saturation. It's hard when you're imaging such a featureless thing. Hey, thanks, Martin. Thanks for tuning in. It was great to see you here. Oh god, dude, I hate the filament knobs on this machine. I swear to God, like tapping it by accident or the sweat sticking to the knob is enough to send it way out of whack. All right, let me try this again. I'm gonna up our current just because I literally cannot tell. I've not seen that false peak at all yet. Oh, there it was. Very faint. You know what? I think that's fine enough. Whatever it is, good enough. Oh god, so bright. Photo multiplier's crying. Okay, here's our stage. Let me, I'm gonna zoom in on just this edge. Seems like a good place to start. Get us nice and focused. Okay, I wouldn't call that nice and focused, but it's focused-ish. Okay, let me do the tilt shift alignment real quick. Whoa, that was weird. I always love it when something randomly jumps up like that. All right, I'm gonna have to decrease our contrast because this is... Guys, I think it's actually centered now. My center values are much closer to 0. Oh, I've never seen such a thing. Beautiful. All right. Now, one thing I notice, and I think this is down to the alignment, what is it called? The shift. Not the tilt, but the shift. It's causing some image doubling. There's a procedure with this that I always forget. I gotta find my book. One moment. What the hell? I put this in my book. Okay. The manual has a good procedure for this too, but a previous owner of this wrote one that I consider to be perhaps even better. Pump down, beam alignment. Okay. Yes, yes. Yes, yes. But we should be choosing. Okay. So we're going to use the probe current detector and maximize the signal starting on the highest coarse condenser setting and working down to the lowest. Okay, easy enough. So let me make sure you guys can see pico ammeter here. I feel like it's just ever so slightly out of view. There we go. Okay, turn that on. This thing is so crazy sensitive that it just, like if you touch this cable while it's off, it'll pick up the change in amps, which is crazy. Or nanoamps, I guess I should say. Let me move, not that, let me move my head out of the way. Move it like up here. There we go. Okay. So we're going to go all the way up to the highest condenser lens setting really quick, which is pretty high. And then we're going to insert the probe current detector. Okay, beautiful. And then we're already on shift mode. So now I'm going to adjust the tilt and shift. And if somebody, oh yeah, right? The Keithley's nice, actually. I like it. Yeah, if somebody notices that I'm doing this wrong, please tell me, because this is just like what I've gleaned from reading how to do this. But I'm trying to find the maximal value, which I believe to be like the most negative value on this. I'm really hoping I'm correct about that part, but it seems to line up with when it's actually centered. Because if it's I was looking for a positive value initially, and that is not what I think I want. So, oh, interesting. What is excuse my my knowledge here, but what is an MBE system? And I feel like I just had this at 50. I feel like I've lost the plot. Okay. We're getting closer. Yeah. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. Oh, back to 49. Back. I think 50 might be our max for this condenser lens setting. Definitely not getting any more than that. Oh, spoke too soon. 51. Keep messing with this for a minute. Oh, 51. 49, we're losing it. I'm making like one-click adjustments on the gun alignment. It's just, I also, fun fact is that I'm not 100% sure if the probe current detector is centered, because again, we dropped it. Oh, molecular beam epitaxy. Did you? Oh, I feel like I watched a YouTube video on that one time. Interesting. That gallium arsenide sounds like a fun crystal. Okay, I feel like I've lost it here. 48. I feel like when I was talking, it went back down. I don't understand. Okay, 50. We're gonna call 50 good. We'll work our way down anyways. Okay, now we're on the condenser lens setting of 15. And all right, 83 definitely seems to be. Oh, 85, 86. 87, 88. I'm concerned with how close this value is getting to 128. As in, it's 2 clicks away. Yeah. Huh. Please tell me that's not maxed out. Try. This is so weird. I definitely don't think I was having that problem with condenser lens alignment before. But yeah, this is definitely the maximal value on Y. I'm gonna throw X way out. We're gonna go like the other direction. Nope, that does not seem to be helping. This makes me concerned that we might have to do condenser alignment. But we're gonna... Oh yeah, okay, let's bring it down one more notch. Maybe we're just being tricked. Okay. Yes. Maybe that setting was just weird, because now we're a few clicks back. Oh, okay, yeah, it was an Alpha Phoenix video I saw. What a legend. I love Alpha Phoenix. I'm surprised he's not in any of our Discords, honestly. Okay, this is making me feel better. We're like 20 clicks off from the max Y value now. Seemingly aligned-ish. 261 seems to be our max value there. Okay, a step under down. Another step. We're on condenser lens setting 13 now. Right now I'm trying to get the beam aligned by following a procedure for condenser alignment. Not condenser alignment, I always say the wrong thing. But basically I'm starting at the highest probe current and I'm getting this to the maximum value, which is plugged into our probe current detector, and then I'm working my way all the way down. So if somebody thinks that is not the right way to do this, they should tell me, because currently that is my plan. That is what the old lab manual that came with this thing said to do. I'm lost at the... I didn't lose the beam. I'm on aperture 2, which was the suggested aperture for... Oh no, I'm on 3. No, I should be on 3. I'm on 2. Should I set this to aperture 0 during this alignment? That might make sense. I don't know. Let me look at my manual again. I didn't say anything about it. Yeah, we're at 2 right now. Technically, for this condenser lens, I should be at 3. Which might be why it was aligning weird. Let me go back up to 16 and actually set the aperture to what it's supposed to be at for that setting. Okay. Now we're at 4. I think, yeah, we're at 4. I'm not doing condenser centering right now. I'm trying to get the beam shift correct on the gun alignment controls. So I'm adjusting the shift right here. Hard to see, but these two controls with shift lamp lit is what I'm adjusting right now. Trying to maximize the value on the probe current detector for each condenser lens setting, which is how I was told to do this, but again, I could be wrong. And with aperture 4, okay, we are actually changing that when we twist, but it's like barely. Alright, so yeah, I was planning on doing the condenser alignment after this if we need to, but I'm not sure if we need to yet because the filament was so out of whack that it's kind of hard to say. But I'm thinking we might need to because I'm hitting like 126 right here, and it feels like if I could go past that, we would be getting a better reading on the picoammeter, roughly. in some cases. Kind of bouncing between 6 and 7 right now. Okay, that's a good point. So if I just invert the, I can check how well the condenser's aligned first by just inverting. I don't have to do all of this stuff. All right, let me bring this to a more reasonable shift setting then, because since I was like messing with it. But I like that idea. So I'm gonna do that. Just give me a second to get it okay on one setting. Let me get this aperture opened back up to 2 where it should be. All right, 1 second. Let me maximize this value, and then we're just gonna stop for now. I'm getting there. What is EMP imaging? Why don't I know that term? Electromagnetic pulse? Is that what that stands for? I don't know that I know the term EMP in this context. Oh, emission change. Oh, okay. Got you. I haven't gotten the backscatter detector up yet, so maybe that's what we'll do before that. I think it works. I'm pretty sure it has not been crashed into. Okay. I'm gonna call that good enough for now. Okay, take the PCD out. I feel like I need a better surface feature. Yeah, see, I'm getting all this doubling. I don't know what that's I'm guessing, oh wait, maybe it wasn't doubled. Maybe it was just the, that's hard to say. I don't think that's actually doubled. Turn on scan rotation. No. But I have gotten doubling around the edges before. All right, let's inverse polarity. Let's see. Oh God. Well, that's not good. I inverse polarity and put it back, and now I don't have any image. That can't be a good sign. I lost focus entirely when I switched polarity. Okay, stigmatism is definitely off. 1 second. Oh, it's not channeling pattern. Okay. Condenser misalignment. Interesting. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm wondering. And I actually do feel like I'm seeing doubling. Like, this is definitely a doubled surface feature. Let me check another area. Just, yeah, like it even looks like my glasses aren't on or something. All these surface features are doubled. And I have noticed, like, if I just start to mess with the multiple apertures. Oh, interesting. So you're saying that I could basically be, it could be going through 2 apertures right now, and that's why I'm getting, I never thought about that, but that makes a lot of sense. Going back to earlier, I think this might have something to do with me dropping this machine 3 inches at one point in the past. Okay, I will do that. I've never actually selected EMP. It's going to be a journey. Give you a better view here. Turn this off too. Oh, I see right there. EMP, huh? Okay, let's try it. Let me zoom out here. Oh, okay. I've totally seen this mode on other people's scopes before. Dude, I swear, I'm such a noob with this stuff sometimes. I'm kind of learning as I go. Contrast up. Oh, maybe not that high. Slow scan. All right, I got you, bro. Well, we're not getting too much on the right monitor. Once we switch to slow scan, it definitely seems to be. So let me understand this. This is literally just like an impression of where the beam is hitting, or like the shape of the beam, essentially. Is that what we're looking at right now? Okay. Oh, adjust the shift. I see. Why? Shift pattern and center. Okay. This is why I love this community. It's really quite something. Let's see where that's at. I gotta wait for the next scan. Okay, perhaps overcorrected. Okay, no, maybe I'm just twisting the wrong knob. All right, we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. All right, let's crank it hard. Move it way down. Yeah, okay, okay. I'm starting to see what's going on here. Starting to get it. That's looking pretty centered. One elliptical shaped spot in the center. It is kind of not elliptical, is it? I mean, it's elliptical-ish. It's more, I don't know how I would describe that. Definitely not a perfect ellipse. What is our alignment at? Okay, we're pretty close to centered still. Normal imaging wobble. Hey, good call. All right. Go back to. Sorry, I've literally never put it in this imaging mode until just now. I'm blowing my mind. All right, SEM imaging mode, fast scan. Let's zoom in and wobble it. This already looks much better, I gotta say. Like markedly improved just from that. Okay, let's wobble. That looks pretty good, actually. I mean, you tell me. Let me shorten this tripod a little bit. Give me a second. Yeah, that's a pretty good. That's a good wobble if I've ever seen one. Okay, I'm gonna try actually just to. I'm gonna see what our kind of feature acquisition is looking like at this point. Now that we've done that. That is. So now I have a question. So now that I've done that, would it then be beneficial to go and do the thing I was trying to do with the condenser lens, where you started out high and maximize this value, working your way down? Does that procedure even make any sense to run? Or would you say that we pretty much accomplished our goal with what we just did? I mean, that's pretty good, 4,000 max. Condenser lens should be centered first. Okay, so we should actually. So what you're saying is that since that wasn't a perfect ellipse, that means our condenser lens is not centered, and we need to do a manual physical alignment on the column and do the condenser lens alignment procedure from the manual, and then we do that other thing? Oh, okay, I see, yeah, so we'd be aligning to a misaligned PCD. So, okay, so it sounds like then, yes, the next step would be to do a condenser lens alignment. which I mean, what time is it, 1:20? We could do that right now. But let me see where I can get this just with what we've done so far, because it definitely looks better. Yes, there are 4 screws. We were just looking through the procedure at the beginning of the stream, ever so slightly glancing at it. Yeah, I mean, 10,000X, it's not amazing. It's not beautiful. I'm also looking at a flat piece of metal, so there's not really, find a better edge feature to look at. Anyway. Yeah, there's some stuff over here. Yeah, it's definitely looking better. It definitely still has a ways to go. So I think we're going to try to do a condenser alignment. So here, let's let me refamiliarize myself with the procedure very quickly here. So scroll back up to it. Okay, that is good to know. Thank you. I do have 6 spare. Wait. I feel very silly asking this question, but is the cathode the filament? It is, right? I have 6 spare filaments. Still don't want to break one, obviously. So loosen those very slowly and carefully. All right. Let me read through. I'm going to pop the chat out so I can see this. Give me a moment. Okay. So, condenser lens alignment. Yes, yes. Okay, we need to loosen the screws. I'm not going to do any of this yet. I'm just kind of doing a dry run. Reading through this, I'm going to need to go get my Allen wrenches. Order turn clockwise. Okay, definitely not much less, or not much more. Visually adjust the condenser lens to the center. I don't have the alignment tools. So not sure what to do on that front. But those look like they've just got to be Allen wrenches, right? Yeah. I think we went over this earlier, but the fact that it says using the alignment tools. Okay, yeah, they're just talking about the Allen wrenches. Okay. So we're going to get that. I feel like it's visually definitely already centered, so they're definitely not talking about visually centering it mechanically, right? This is all going to be the procedure done on screen here, which I need to go get a dry erase marker too. Okay, so we set these settings up on screen. We set those settings as specified. Easy enough. Looking good, looking good, looking good. We adjust our alignment. Normal, clear lens, correct astigmatism, focus, find a distinctive feature, inverse polarity, adjust magnification. Okay, one thing before I do this, I just noticed this, and I'm wondering if it's cause for concern as I go to do this procedure. So that's at normal polarity right now. I inverse it, and I've lost focus now. Like it's still there, and if I reverse it back, I have focus back. Okay, I swear last time I lost focus as well. But I mean, yeah, I just flipped it again. Look how bad that focus is now. And now the focus didn't fully recover. So why is my focus also changing? No worries. Hey, thanks for the input. Really appreciate the help. But I mean, I guess maybe that's just because the condenser, maybe that's just more direct evidence the condenser is pretty misaligned. That's kind of what I'm guessing. Okay, so what do I need to go get? Let me think about this, and then I will go gather some supplies and meet you guys back here. So I need a set of Allen keys. I'm just gonna go steal a full set, make sure I got them. I need a dry erase marker. And that should be it. Yeah, that works. We'll get on. We'll hash it out on Discord. I appreciate the input. Yeah, feel free to mention in my channel too if you wanna. If you haven't got any more advice, I definitely appreciate it. Okay, I'm gonna go get some things from around. And while I do that, I'm gonna play you guys some tunes so you guys can hang out while I go gather some stuff. So take a little stream break here, and I'll be back ever so shortly. Just testing my wrenches here. Too big. Okay, I have a few Allen wrenches that fit pretty much correctly, so that's great. I'm gonna go put the rest of these back. I'll be back, guys. Cool. How's it going? Hello. We're mid doing some stuff. I'm gathering some tools. I'll be back in a moment. And we're back. How's it going? Okay, so time to do this bullshit thing that I don't want to do, but that's the job. Okay, so I'm just gonna test. I got a marker. I'm just gonna make sure it like dry erases okay before I commit to this. Beautiful. Okay. You gotta love glass monitors. You can just write on them. They don't give a shit. Okay, I'm gonna reread this procedure like 3 times before I actually start this because it seems hard. Yes, it does. So let me change back to the screen share. There we go. Okay, so let me just... Oh, I gotta stop this music. I know I stopped it for you guys, but so very distracting. Okay. It is hot in here. So this thing makes the room pretty hot. When the column, blah, 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 verify, yes. Loosen the condenser screws. I don't want to do that yet. I'm going to read through this first. But my wrench should be good for that. I got the wrenches. I got the marker. Using the alignment tools. I don't have those. Blah, blah, blah. EOS. Adjust operating parameters. We might as well do that right now. Let me change this to that so we can see what's going on. Okay, yeah, we can at least get our operating parameters set correctly. So I'm going to desaturate the filament. Boom. Turn off the voltage. Great. So it wants us to go to 20 kilovolts. So that's what we will do. Oh, I forgot I can't type on that. Shoot. Alright, whoa. Okay, I thought I changed the setting. I didn't. This needs to go to 20. Beautiful. What's our aperture need to be at for that? I'm sure it'll tell me. 20 bias is standard, yes. Gun shift should be 0. I need to change that. Oh, I don't know, because we just did the emission pattern and got it centered. Okay, so yeah, I would want to set these values back to 0. Okay, I will. If that's not what I should do, somebody should tell me, because that's where we're headed. We pull chat back up. Hello, chat. Why won't it stay up? Okay, there we go. So those are at 20. Bias is standard. Condenser lens needs to go to 9. Beautiful. CL fine needs to be 0. How do I change that? 0? Actually, I literally don't know how to change the fine condenser lens setting. That's interesting. Can I just type 0? Can I hit enter? Insert. Oh, yes. 0. Ah, there we go. I've never changed that before. Working distance to 39. Basically there. Oh. Sorry, we need to get this, shoot, coarse to 0, or fine to 0, I believe. It probably does not matter. Sure, 39. Good enough. Magnification between 10 and 100. We are currently at... Oh, should I change the probe current? Whoopsies. Currently at more than that. Let's go to 50. That's between 10 and 100. Instant mag is off. Correct. Sorry, I'm just running through. Very boring part of this procedure. EOS 2 mode. On SEM 1. Interesting. Okay. Scan mode, pick, yes. Don't need to change the TV speed. Oh, it already is on SR. We did need that actually. Display mode normal. Yes. EFC off. Good. Detector. SEI. Why won't that change? Interesting. We're going to ignore that for now. That seems like that should be changing, but oh well. EMT link on SEI. Yeah, that all looks good. SEI. It should be SGL apparently, but I don't even see that option in here. I kind of don't believe it. Oh, wait. Hello, Spirit. Nice to see you back here. We're doing the condenser lens alignment because we went to emission channeling pattern and it was not elliptical as it should have been. So now we're carrying on with attempting a condenser lens alignment. God help us all. But right now I'm just going through and making sure I have all of the settings set correctly for attempting such a thing. And I think it all looks fine. It's weird that it wants you to set the emission knob to 1130 before you even turn it on. It's kind of strange. Let me switch back to the screen share. Okay, so you know what? I'm gonna mess with this picture a little bit. One sec. Change it and do that. There we go. Now we can kind of see what's going on. Okie dokie. So let me get my chat back on top so I can see you guys talking. Alright. We just went through, we set all these settings correctly. The wobbler's obviously off. We do have the holder on the stage. The working distance is set to 39. Emission lamp is lit. Like, I don't understand why it wants me to just default it to 1130, but whatever. I guess I will. Oh, hey, thanks, Bree. We got a full house today. I actually had a lot of people in and out, which I did not expect. Okay, we're at 1130 on the filament knob now. I hate just turning that on before I turn the filament on. It goes against everything I know. I'm not actually going to turn the accelerating voltage on until I understand what I'm doing, so I'm going to read through this a couple more times. We turn on accelerating voltage. If we don't have an image, we set objective aperture to 0. Okay, sure. Okay, so then we actually start adjusting the column. I'm going to open the aperture to 0 right now. Okay, that is opened to 0. Next. Well, I guess it says if no image appears, but I can't imagine just having it at 0 is going to hurt too bad. What is the correct setting for 20 kilovolts? Would be 3. Yeah, whatever. We'll set it to 3 first, I guess, and then we can step it back up if we don't got an image. We're back at 3. Can you guys tell I'm indecisive? Okay. So we're going to actually physically adjust the centering knob until we have a good image. Okay. And then we adjust for maximum brightness with gun alignment with the shift off. Know how to do that. That's easy enough. Okay, then we set it to normal mode. Let me just double check where's that at. Okay, yeah, that is already set to normal. Where's the, oh, there's lens clear. Okay, so then we'll clear the lens, that button. Okay, then we have to correct the stigmatism, and then focus, easy enough. Find the distinctive feature and mark it with a 1. Okay, where our marker comes in. So fancy. Set, then we're gonna mark. Okay, I see. So we mark it with 1, invert it, lens clear again, focus, mark with 2. Okay, so unfocusing, that is normal. What I was seeing a few minutes ago. Okay, so mark it with 2, adjust mag, repeat steps 10 through 14. They're separated by 5 centimeters. Okay, it's time to reread steps 10 through 14 because I'm a little lost here. Oh shoot, sorry, I just messed up my chat. Okay. Nor, lens clear, correct the stigmatism, find a feature, mark it, invert, lens clear, focus, mark. So then we adjust magnification 5 centimeters. I suppose I should go get a ruler. I'll be right back. All right, 5 centimeter measuring tape in hand. Shut this door. Alrighty, so adjust magnification and repeat steps 10 through 14 so that the marks are separated by 5 centimeters. But I'm confused because, oh, I see. So you erase the marks every time. I was getting confused, guys. I was like, how are the marks supposed to move? You move the marks. I get it now. So you erase them. You keep repeating until they're like 5 centimeters apart. Which I'm assuming would be more than that before this procedure had been done. Okay. Mark 3 at the midpoint between 1 and 2. And move the feature to the position of 3 with the X and Y controls. Okay. Normal, lens clear, stigmatism, focus. Now we're just marking with 4 immediately after that. Oh, you mark 3 and then move the feature. Okay. Then you clear the lens and mark it again. Okay. Then you mark 5, the midpoint between 3 and 4. Move the feature to the position of 5. Okay, I think I'm starting to understand what's going on here. This is such a convoluted procedure. Okay. Invert, lens clear, focus, mark with 6. Jesus Christ. Mark with 7 at the midpoint between 5 and 6, move feature to 7. Okay, so this is just a bunch of repeating until you basically have... Oh, this is so weird. Okay. Anybody that's done this before is probably laughing right now, but there had to have been a better way to do this, guys. Come on. Drawing on the screen. Mark 7 at the midpoint between 5 and 6, move to 7. Repeat 17 through 23 until the distance between 7 or the feature in the screen center is less than 1 centimeter. So, okay. That's what it's showing down here. Okay. I see. Yeah, that makes sense. I think what threw me off was the 3-axis nature of it. Okay, so then we repeat 17 through 23, and then we tighten. Okay, and then we. Okay. So then we go up to 1,000. Go through all of our aperture settings and make sure that our contrast is high enough that we can always see it from 0 to 4. Okay. And then go up to 4000x, set aperture to 4, and then do 17 through 25 again. Oh my god, I'm gonna be here for 2 hours. Until the image of the screen center does not move. Let's switch to normal. Tighten condenser screws, set emission knob to saturation position, blah, 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 blah. Okay. I'm gonna read all this shit again, because comprehension's still about 80%, so this is turning into just a read with me stream, but hope you guys are having a good time regardless. You obviously don't have anything more fun to be doing, or I imagine you'd be doing it. Okay, so we set the wobbler off, blah, blah, blah. That's at 11:30 already, ready to go. It's still so weird to me that we're turning that knob before we turn voltage on, but whatever. I guess we're not trying to find saturation. We're just trying to turn the beam on, so I guess that makes sense. Working distance, yes. Turn on accelerating voltage. I almost feel like I should just, I'll read through it one more time, but then we're going to do this for real. After verifying the emission current lamp is lit, push accelerating voltage. Okay, we're not going to worry about that yet. Gun alignment for maximum image with tilt. Normal, clear lens, astigmatism, focus. Then we start the loop. So find a feature. It just starts. You're honestly right. I'm gonna one more read through, and I'm just gonna start it. But I just want to make sure I've got a good mental idea here. Yeah, you're right. Honestly, rereading this is not gonna do much. Okay, screw it. Let me first. Oh, nice. I'm glad. All right, the first thing I need to do is loosen those retaining screws, which slightly terrifies me, but what are you gonna do? Quarter turn counterclockwise. Quarter turn. I need to get all 4 of them. All right, I'm gonna turn the lights back on. I'm actually gonna go get the my physical manual so that I don't have to rely on a PDF here. Oh, it's right here. Sick. Find this section. Okay. Let me change my screen share here so you guys can see what's going on. Set some new camera angles up. Leave this back to full screen, please. Thank you. Beautiful. Okay. Let's get you over here so you can see what's going on. This is such a bad tripod. I need to get a new one. Okay. That is horrible. Okay, 1 second. Beautiful. Okay. So you can see my collection of Allen wrenches that pretty much fit that hole. 2 screws here, and I believe 2 on the back. Yeah. Let me move this stuff so I can actually get around back. 2 in the back. Oh, geez, this part sucks. Quarter turn, not more. Yeah, put the chat back up here so I can see anybody telling me that I'm an idiot. Good. Okay, mic's still on. Yeah, okay, perfect. All right. Quarter turn. Okay. That's this. Let's just see which of my Allen wrenches fits the absolute best. 1 second. We blow a filament up, but I would obviously prefer to avoid it. Okay, it's going to be this one. Saying a quarter turn is very arbitrary to me, honestly. This is not a fan of this manual sometimes. So I'm just going to make this, I'm going to set this up so that I couldn't possibly turn it farther than a quarter turn. Now it doesn't want to go back in. There we go. Oh, wow, that doesn't want to turn. Oh, because I'm tightening it. I'm stupid. Well, that's definitely a quarter turn. Took a little bit to get it moving there, but I think it's okay. They always say righty loosey, lefty tighty, right? I'm not I'm not dumb. Oh man. Okay, next screw. Okay, that's got to be about 1/8 to a quarter turn. We still don't have a vacuum leak yet, so headed in the right direction, I suppose. Here, you guys can see this, why not? Easy to move camera if I'm not going to use it. Okay. It'd be hilarious to me if one of these screws was just incredibly loose. Okay, quarter turn. And gotta walk around the room to get the last one. 1 second. Quarter turn. That one went easiest. Okay, I'm assuming the column's unlocked now. It almost has to be. Yeah, you're right. Honestly. Okay, I see. I kind of felt that when I twisted the last one, because the last one felt way easier to twist than the last four. So I'm like, I got the impression it's definitely loose now. My vacuum light's not on, so that's a good thing. And hey, I have, you're right, Spirit. I need to start making these filaments. But I do have a box of 5 in my cabinet, so we are okay if we blow one up. But luckily, I think we're past that point. We're ready to apply voltage, right? Okay, it's time to sit back down and look at the manual really quick. I'm going to turn the light back off just temporarily here. Yes, they were not tight. They were, well, maybe they were tighter than they should have been, but, or they're not, sorry. The alignment screws aren't what I was talking about. The locking screws are what I was just talking about. So the locking screws were tight. I haven't touched the alignment screws yet. Okay, so those are on. All of our settings are correct. I think we're ready to apply voltage. So let me change my camera angle so you guys can see the screen again. Oh shit. Okay, one moment. set up over here. No, that's bad. Let's pick a better angle. Here we go. Good enough. Okay. Okay. So, I'm going to take this lab coat off because I am hot. And I'm not doing anything that requires it anymore. All right. So, listen holder on the stage, yes. Working distance 39, yes. Emission lamp lit, yes. Turn accelerating voltage on, if you say so. All right, it's on. Definitely am not seeing, like, oh, okay, there's a picture. It just took me a second to notice. Well, that's good. It's good that we can see something. Okay, if no image appears, we probably don't need to worry about that step. Adjust gun alignment for maximum image. Let me turn tilt off. I'm going to put it into waveform mode just because it's easier for me to see. Brightness peaks there. It was already pretty much centered. Oh, and by the way, Spirit, you were, oh, I forgot what I was going to say. You were correct earlier, though, about something. Lost my train of thought. Oh, yeah. All right, sorry, I was just catching up on comments there. Okay, so that's on, that step's done, right? Because we got, I'm going to move to like this line because it's a bit more of a distinctive feature. I have just the blank, like the empty stage in there right now, so there isn't much to look at. Okay. Gun alignment maximum, that is done. Verifying that the normal switch is set to normal. Yes. Carry out lens clear. We need to clear our lens. Now, I'm assuming just all. Assuming we want to clear all, just not one of them. Let me just double check. Yeah. Oh wait. OL, not the CL. I'm glad I didn't hit all. Okay, that's been cleared. So, check astigmatism. So should I zoom in when I correct the stig? I'm going to. I'll just zoom back out to 50. Yeah, the filament definitely wasn't centered, but centering it didn't completely fix things. I was still getting some doubling. Okay, let me get stig sorted out here. That looks pretty good already. Yeah, it's supposed to be. Yeah, I feel like our stigmatism was close to dead on before, somehow. I'm definitely willing to call that good enough. That'd be amazing if there's just some setting stuck on here. I'd be happy. That'd be a good day for me. I'm just getting stig like locked in before I go farther. I mean, it's very okay right now. Go back to 50x. Okie dokie. Next step. Clearing lens. Stigmatism, yes. Focus, yes. Distinctive feature. I guess we should probably find a better distinctive feature. Up the contrast here. Whoa, our beam just fluttered a little bit. That's not cool. I feel like that distinctive feature is too small. Should have put a calibration target in here. See if we got anything on the disc. A scratch or something. Maybe that's just dust. Alright, it looks like there's more distinct stuff over here. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we can find one of these weird lumps on the edge. The metal got bent. Let me recorrect focus really quick. Pretty good. Pretty decent. Yeah, Stig was pretty much dead on already. Okay. So I need to make sure I'm at 50x and still able to see. I'm just going to go up to 100 because it said between 50 and 100. I'm going to make this thing my distinctive feature. Let me reread this really quick. Correct astigmatism. Done. Find the distinctive feature. Done. Mark it with a 1. Okay. Oh. Feels so wrong. Okay, that's marked with a 1. Set the optical polarity to inverse, and then clear the lens again. Okay. Oh shit, son of a bitch. I just bumped the shit out of that knob with my arm. I'm gonna try not to do that again. Just get this centered back up to the feature. Okay, good enough. Flip polarity. Yeah, it's definitely off. Okay, clear lens, right? Inverse, lens clear OL. Wow, it's actually focused now that the lens is cleared. Interesting. Focus feature with focus. It seems pretty damn good already. And then mark with a 2. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it is not really not as bad as I was thinking it was going to be either. It's pretty good. But we're here, so I might as well finish. Mark feature with 2. That is done. Adjust the magnification. Repeat steps 10. Adjust the magnification to what? It just says adjust the magnification. It doesn't say to what setting. But also, those are already within 5 centimeters. So I feel like I can just move on from this step. Because it says marks 1 and 2 need to be separated by about 5 centimeters. Does that mean less than or about? Because we're at, I want to call it 3 right now. So should I? But that could 5 centimeters apart. More magnification until they're 5 centimeters. Yeah, that sounds right to me. Screw it. Well, it's kind of weird because it's kind of arbitrary depending on. No, it's not. Okay. All right, let me zoom in. Steps 10 through. Repeat steps 10 through 14, so marks 1 and 2 are separated by 5 centimeters. Okay, so let's try this again. So I erase the marks. Go back to son of a bitch. If I could not press buttons by accident, that would be great. Okay, go back to normal mode. Clear the lens again. Okay. Let me erase this. And then let's go. Making sure I'm starting back the right step. Yes. Okay, let's up it to 200x. Okay. Let's mark the feature again. 1. That might be too big of a mark. I'm changing this feature to just being this rough tip right here. 1. That makes sense. Yeah. I feel like modern scopes definitely have to have a way better way to do this, but it does feel very like this is the best way we can train a Neanderthal on how to do this. And hey, I'm here for it. Make sure I'm not missing something. So 10 to 14. Mark. I'm not even gonna mess with the stig because it still looks like everything still looks really good right now. Okay, inverse clear mark. Pretty simple actually. This is not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. Clear optical lens. Okay, that looks closer to 5 centimeters, I'm not gonna lie. It also looks slightly defocused compared to last time. Alright, so let's see 2 here. Let's check that distance. That is just, it's almost exactly 5. Okay, yeah, the way you phrased that makes a lot of sense. So yeah, zoom in, get distance, twiddle to walk it in, and then just repeat. Okay. All right, sweet. So the next step then, let's see. Mark 3 at the midpoint between 1 and 2. Move the position to Mark 3. Set back to normal. Correct the astigmatism. Well, where's the step where I actually change the... It's interesting. Sorry, I'm just trying to make sure I got the right mental picture of what I'm about to do. What you said definitely makes sense. I'm just trying to see where the manual actually tells me to adjust the condenser. Okay, it's 25. Using the alignment tools, loosen or tighten the alignment screws to move the feature. Mark 7 to the screen center. Okay, so there's a little bit more I need to go through here just with this process. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. This is definitely demystifying this a bit for me. Okay, I still think I'm gonna follow the manual procedure here just to make sure I understand what I'm doing. But your descriptions here are helping a lot with the mental picture of what's going on. So they say I should mark 3 between 1 and 2. Okay. And then move the feature to 3. Okay. And then wait, was I still supposed to be on inverted? Oh, I was still on inverted. Okay, perfect. Okay, it's really clicking now. I understand what's going on. Because okay, so we marked with 3, and then we flip back to normal and lens clear again. Okay, correct focus, which already honestly looks very good. Okay, and then mark with 4. Okay, this is starting to make sense. I'm just going to go through it just to keep building the mental picture here in my head of what's actually happening. But this, I'm happy to have you in the chat there, Spirit. This is I feel like without that explanation, it would have taken me a few minutes to actually internalize what's happening here. Okay, so we marked that with 4. Now we mark 5 at the midpoint between 3 and 4 and move it to 5. Okay. So I'm just going to make 5 a dot. That looks roughly okay. Okay. Pretty good. I see, yeah. That made sense to me as soon as it asked me to do the 5 mark. That's when I said, like, oh, I was clicking, because it was like, oh, it's having me leave it inversed and then check the, yeah. It's just such an interesting procedure. I wonder how they wrote this guide. It's probably some fun conversations. Okay, so we marked 5, moved the feature to there. Now we go back to inverse. We lens clear again. We set focus again, which again already looks pretty damn good. Okay. Inverse, lens clear, focus, mark feature with 6. Mark 7 at midpoint between 5 and 6 and move to 7. Again, that's going to be a dot because this is too tiny. I'm starting to see why they wanted this distance at 5 centimeters. Dot. So that is 7. The lower right dot is 7. Okay. Then we move to 7. Pretty good. Good enough. Repeat steps 17 through 23 until the distance between 7 and the screen center is reduced by less than 1 centimeter. How am I supposed to find the center of the screen? The measuring paper or spot mode? Okay. So then we just move 7 to the center of the screen with the column alignment tools. I understand. So sorry, just thinking here for a second. So 7, let's see. I'm just guesstimating the center of the screen to be like, I don't know, kind of about where that tip of the 4 is. So I want to say that right now they're about, it's within probably 2 centimeters, but not within 1. And I guess I could put spot mode to 0, 0 to actually check the center, but I can kind of just tell it's not dead center. It still feels pretty good to me though, to the point where like I'm like, is there an issue with the condenser lens? Oh yeah, I forgot about the crosshair. Okay, sick, I'll just do that. Beautiful. Now where do I actually find, should be a crosshair positions thing in here somewhere. Can that actually tell me what those values are? Oh, there they are. Okay. 0, 0. Okay. Wow, that honestly looks off to me. It doesn't seem perfectly centered, but what are you going to do? So we are officially 2 centimeters away when we need to be 1. Okay. Guys, gotta be real. I'm gonna go get a beverage. I'll be back in 1 minute. So, still doing it. I'm just grabbing a beverage because my throat is parched. Yeah, we're almost done though. It's been so nice having like 5 people that actually know what they're doing watching along, so they can tell me don't do that. And they're also listening still because the mic's unmuted, so they can hear this. So. Okay, I'm back. You guys just heard my beverage grabbing interaction. We got a lime LaCroix today. All right, I'm gonna lose this hat. I'm gonna put these back on. Hello. Where were we? So, make sure I'm understanding what I do here before I start doing it. So we have 7 marked. Repeat 17 through 23 until the distance between... I don't know why we'd need to start repeating because... Okay, can somebody tell me why it wants me to repeat the steps of going back to normal and then remarking these marks 4 through 7 without even adjusting the column? Like, won't that do nothing? I feel like if I run through this exact procedure again, it's going to effectively do nothing. Like, shouldn't I just go straight to aligning the column and getting the feature centered? Maybe my understanding's falling apart here. Let me reread this. Normal, lens clear, practice dig, mark feature of 4. I did not adjust the gun. I moved the stage. It said to the instructions say when you're moving the mark to move it with the XY controls of the specimen stage. I haven't adjusted the gun shift at all since we started this process, just the tilt to maximize the brightness. Okay. I'm just gonna start repeating it and hope that the understanding materializes. Or that somebody in chat helps me understand. But, okay, so starting just at 17, we go back to normal polarity. Wait, oh, no, no, I bumped the stage. Oh, no. Okay, that was a fun test run. Let's restart that, I guess. I gotta watch my elbows. It's because this camera's here. I'm not used to having to navigate around it. Yes, I think you're right. Okay, so that makes sense. So they're saying to... I think you're right, Spirit. Okay, we're gonna try that again, but first we're going to unfortunately go through steps 10 through 20 again, since I so horrifically bumped the stage. Probably didn't need to, but what are you gonna do? Where the hell did the lens clear button go? There it is. Oh, this is so sad. Okay, 1, 2, okay. We should already basically be at the right zoom level, so I'm just gonna reestablish my 1 and 2 marks here. I'm gonna just double check stig and focus. That's better. And while I'm here, I'm gonna do this procedure. What zoom was I at? 200? I'll just keep it at 200, whatever. Yeah, good idea. just get that feature already kind of centered. Okay, try this out again. So 1. Not the feature, but the mirror. Oh, I see. Okay, I mean, I think that's what you meant. Just kind of get it roughly there before we start. Sorry about that. Up and from left a bit. Yeah, I agree. I'm kind of trying to just like visually imagine where it's pivoting and get centered around that. Whoa, it's kind of weird how off it is sometimes in the other position. Interesting. I think I need to be clearing. Maybe not. All right, that's inverse. That's normal. Oh, yeah, you're so right. Let's feel like those are pivoting around the center-ish. 0.5 centimeter up and to the right. All right, I trust you. We'll do that. Let's see. All right, that's kind of 0.5 centimeter, I think. Those seem to be, oh, I adjusted spot. Okay, there we go. Those seem to be roughly kind of centered. Or not centered, but you know what I mean. A quarter up. Okay. All right, I got you. 1 sec. Just up. All right, I think that's good enough to start us. Yeah, no, hey, I'm here for it. All right, let me get refocused. So it looks pretty good. Yeah. Back to 200x. I'm gonna lock my right hand in a cage this time so I don't bump the magnification at all. Okie dokie. Let me do 2. Lens clear. I want to say that looks like 5 centimeters already. I'm going to measure before I do anything else. That looks, yeah, 4.8. Close enough. 2. Okay, so now we can move back to 16. Mark 3 between 1 and 2. Move feature to 3. All right. Moving the feature. 3. Okay. Back to normal. Clear lens. Okay. Focused, mark feature with 4. This feels like this might actually be within 1 centimeter this time. But we'll see. You know what? We're switching to a system with dots because these are 2. I can't write small enough. So 4 is going to be 1 dot. As counterintuitive as that is. I just made 5 dots somehow. Screw it. Good enough. The bad dot is 4. Okay. mark 5 at the midpoint between 3 and 4. Okay. That is a pretty small area. So 5 is the middle dot. Okay, move to 5 with XY. Say so. Okay, that looks good. Move to 5, back to inverse, back to clear lens. Okay. Mark feature with 6. I am going to write a 6 here, so I don't. This is the most convoluted numbering system ever, but I'm starting to lose track of my dots. And then mark 7 to midpoint between 5 and 6, which is pretty small. So this dot is 7. Back to dots. This marker decided to stop writing on glass. It's very annoying. Okay, so that dot is 7. I'm not gonna lie, that seems like it's almost within a centimeter already. But it says less than 1 centimeter. Okay, let's measure. That is definitely not less than 1 centimeter. Okay, so now we need to do this 17 through 23 loop again until it's less than 1 centimeter. Oh, and since we're flipping every time, it should naturally drift closer. What's up? Oh, hey, thanks. Okay, so I see. I'm starting to understand what's going on. So we go. I want to clear all of my. Do I want to clear my marks yet? Okay, clear 1 through 6. Yeah. I hope so. Otherwise, we're about to do all this bullshit again. We just keep our last dot, I think. Okay. You can't see it, but it is there. The marker has not really been behaving. Okay, so now back to step 17, back to normal, back to lens clear. Boom, lens cleared. Focus feature gets marked with 4, which is very, very close to our 7 mark. Okay. Oh, we cleared mark 3. Oh, bitch. So we did need mark 3. So we did need that one. Okay. Where was mark 3? Should not just wing this. Am I gonna have to do this shit again? I think I might. We'll think about this. Why would the manual tell me to clear 1 through 6 when I still needed mark 3? That's silly. I guess we're restarting this again, but this time we're gonna get it right for real. I feel like we're really close. Sorry for, this is what you sign up for on one of these live streams. I have absolutely no clue what I'm doing, so we are winging it. Okay, I think at least I'm getting down the first part of this alignment. It's starting to make sense. I'm gonna kind of adjust back to back to where we started before. This is fun. That's right. Okay, normal polarity. Mark with 1. And back to a dot-based system. 1. Invert. Clear. Focus. 2. 2 dots. Okay. And then 3 in between 1 and 2. Over there. I just got it right again. This marker. 3. Then we move the feature to 3. Okay. We're at 3. Okay. Back to normal. Clear lens. Yeah, I'm going to have this procedure down by the time we're done. You know? Correct focus, mark with 4. I'm not erasing any of these marks until I absolutely need to. Mark with 4. Mark 5 at midpoint between 3 and 4. It's kind of a 5. Move to 5. Wait, is this supposed to do anything? No, mark 5 between 3 and 4. We did. Okay, then back to inverse. Wait. Oh, we want to move there first. X and Y, move this up to 5. Oh shit, my headphones died. Which isn't a big deal for you guys, but it now means that I have to deal with all this noise. Okay, 5, we're on 5, beautiful. And then we flip to inverse, clear the lens again, inverse, clear lens. Okay. Mark with 6. 6. Okay. Mark 7 between 5 and 6. 7. Okay. So then we move to 7. Okay, so we're on 7, and now is where we don't fuck up for a third time in a row and we actually do it correctly. So, repeat steps 17 through 23 until the distance between 7 and the center of the screen is less than 1 centimeter. It's already looking, I mean, honestly, it's closer than we've ever gotten it. 1.5 roughly right now. We need to get that to 1 or less. So, back to step 17. So we flip back to normal. We clear the lens. Okay. We correct astigmatism. Honestly, still looks fine. Good enough for what we're doing at least. Focus a little fixed up there. Oh no, did I? I might have, but I noticed that the... Let me double check. Now my position's still at 0, 0. I think this monitor might have some weird overscan or something going on, because like definitely like more space here than here, but the positioning is definitely set at 0, 0 right here. So we'll roll with it for now, but it might become an issue. Let's see, where was I at? So back to normal, lens is cleared, we're refocused. So then we mark with 4. Interesting. So we're going to erase our old 4. Double check that that's what that was. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so this was 4. Get rid of that. Mark our new feature 4 right here. Okay. 4. And then mark 5 at midpoint between 3 and 4, which also lines up with 7 at this point. Interesting. So this is 5 and it's 7. Move to mark 5. Okay. Back to inverse. Hello? Where did my picture go? What the hell? All right, let's clear our lens. 1 second. That's interesting. We don't have a picture now. Oh, okay, it's back. That's always nice when that happens. Okay. Interesting. So now we mark with 6. And 6 is basically already there. It might have shifted a little bit. 6. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so 6. Mark 7 between 5 and 6. 7 is just going to be a dot. Oh my god, I need another surface to write on really quick. This marker is not doing great on glass. There we go. Bro. It's erasing. It's not drawing. Okay, 1 second. Let me scribble on something. My marker might be dead. I'll be right back. The screen like dried the marker out. You are probably right about that. I think I'm almost ready to do that. I still kind of am building the understanding in my head at this moment. Mark, move to 7. But yeah, I think you're right. And honestly, it's like starting to click what I'm actually trying to accomplish here. Okay, that's on 7 now. Okay. Then we just go back. We go back to normal. Okay. I'm going to do one more loop of this just to make sure I'm understanding, and then I'll try your method, Spirit. Sorry, the air compressor just kicked on, so it's getting a little hot in here. Oh man. I gotta open a door because we don't have a lot of ventilation here and our heating system ain't keeping up. How's it going? I'm in the middle of a live stream right now, but I'll catch up with you in a bit. Okay, sorry. It's getting really hot in here. It's 30 Celsius in here right now. Okay. Lost my train of thought. We went back to normal, and we cleared lens. Okay. Mark with 4. Yeah, I see what it's doing. We're definitely getting, it's kind of just like bouncing it around that center coordinate until it gets closer. I'm getting it slowly understanding what we're actually doing. Okay. And then between 3 and 4, mark 5. Yes. I want to say it's very close to where I was before. Inverse. Clear lens. Okay. Focus. Mark feature with 6. 6. 7 between 5 and 6. Yeah, this is getting smaller and smaller. Move to 7. Okay. I mean, I feel like that distance is... Oh, I hope your T is good. Okay, I see what you mean, Spirit. It's finally clicked, so I'm going to start trying that, I think. So, mark 2 dots, find center, move to center, invert, repeat. Okay. That makes sense. I'm going to leave these other markings on here just for fun. So we'll go back to normal polarity, clear our lens. Gonna mark 1 dot here. Flip our polarity. One dot here. Okay, I see. I'm gonna erase the rest of these now. I see what you mean. So 1 dot here. It's like the screen makes this marker not work. It's very strange. Then find the center, which would be here. Move to center. And then we just repeat. We would uninvert, clear lens, mark center, reinvert, clear lens. That dot already works. Mark center. Okay. And then move to center. Okay. Clear lens. All right, I already did that. I don't know why I did that again. Okay. Normal polarity. Clear lens. Mark. This marker is driving me crazy. There we go. Mark. Invert. Clear. Yeah, I'm starting to see how this works. Okay. That's pretty odd. I guess the movements would be smaller and smaller every time. I have to just kind of eyeball that because my marker sucks so bad. But the weird thing is, I feel like we're getting it close now because like it's barely shifting now when I invert. Try it again. We'll just keep running through it. Yeah, so like mark here, invert, clear lens. That mark is almost dead on already. So that I feel like we've completed this section. of I see what you mean. But we should be basically good. Okay, so like after this in the manual, it wants me to actually use the alignment tools to get that to the center of the screen. But it says it should be within 1 centimeter from the center, and we're still at like 1.5. And it seems like no matter how much I've done that invert alignment, it's still not in the center. So did I just start it? Should I have like moved the stage more to the left before we started? Should I do that now and then just find the center again? Or barely. So let me show you. Inverted, or this is normal polarity. Let me clear the lens. Normal polarity, our feature is like, it was this tip basically of this feature. I'll try to mark it again. This marker is failing in real time. Okay. You can probably kind of see the mark, but I'll just keep my finger on it. Do that again. Clear lens again. And it's like, it's within a few micrometers for sure. Like, proceed to next step. Okay. So the next step would be this step in the manual. It says is to get this within 1 center of the screen center, or 1 centimeter of the screen center. It's obviously a little bit higher, but when I'm adjusting the column then, do I want to adjust the column so that this moves here? Like, do I want to adjust the column so that the feature lands dead in the center? Is that what I'm trying to do? Because in the manual, it says to loosen or tighten the alignment screws to move the feature to the screen center. And then we need to do the magnification stuff, but okay, cool. All right, good enough for me. So I'm trying to figure out how we show this. I might get my cameras moved around here. I think the laptop I will move to be the SEM cam. There we go. Can we see the screws? Yeah, beautiful. God, please do not bump the stage. Make sure I didn't bump the stage. I might have bumped the stage. Let me double check this with a marker again. Okay, I didn't. We're good. It's definitely still within a few micrometers. Okay, so now we got a good view of the screen here, or really an okay view. I need to finish blacking these windows out. Okay. So now we just adjust the column. Let me reread this section of the manual. So, repeat 17 through 23 until the distance between mark 7 or the feature in the screen center is reduced to less than 1 centimeter. Okay, we're calling that good enough. Using the alignment tools, loosen or tighten the alignment screws to move the feature to the screen center. Using the alignment tools, loosen one of the screws and tighten the other to move the condenser lens. Okay, so I have to loosen first. I suppose that makes sense. What I don't know is how this is actually oriented, so I guess I just kind of have to start YOLOing it. Let me just reread this. If the lens moves in a wrong direction, adjust by setting the tools on the screws at the right angle position. I don't have tools on the screws. So I don't know what that means, but I'm assuming you tighten them. I'm assuming it just means tighten them. Who knows? Okay, I see what you mean, Spirit. Yeah, I think that's what's happening right now, honestly, with some of the weird behavior I've seen. So let's see. I don't know which ones to adjust, so I'm just going to start with the easiest ones to get to. So I'm going to twist this one first. I'm going to loosen it. Wow, that really doesn't want to move. Okay. It was a little tight. That's weird. All right, let me now move the one in the back by the same amount. Okay, that's the wrong way. Hey, we learned something at least. So let me loosen this one then. And then tighten this one. Okay, that gets us somewhat closer to center. All right, I think I went the wrong way actually. Okay, that puts the feature I think closest to center on this axis. So then let me think. If pushing it this way moved it up this way, pushing it towards me. Okay, I think we want to loosen this one then. Who the hell tightened these so tight? Jesus. Okay, that one's loose. I actually don't think we want that one to be loose looking at how that moved. So I got to come back here. And I'm going to loosen this one. And hey, I have the laptop feed so I can actually see what's happening, which is very nice. Wait, what, I want to tighten this? Or loosen it? Loosen, I believe. Okay, that one's loosened. Let me try tightening this one and see what happens. Hey, thanks for popping in. So it seems like I made a mistake here. This is kind of confusing. I think this one needs to be loosened. I think the other one does need to be tightened. You know, dropping this off a pallet also could have tightened them. That's another theory I have. It's so hard for me to see what's going on with this. I think that's better. This might be a long process. I'm going to loosen this one. Oh, you know what? I'm just being stupid. I was loosening the wrong screw. That would do it. Okay, so loosen this. Might see if I can just reach around. Yeah, there we go. That makes things a bit easier. So this actually needs to go more out, and this needs to go more in. Yeah, okay, we're getting somewhere. Tried to figure out which axis is which. So true. Hey, we're getting somewhere now. That's pretty close to centered. I mean, that looks pretty good. I'm gonna tighten these puppies back up. Not that I'm not tightening them, I'm just making sure none of them are loose, obviously. That one's definitely loose. All right, that's better. Okay, I mean, that looks pretty damn centered. Let me make sure my focus was on. Ugh. Why do I feel like it's worse? All right, we'll keep walking through it. 1399 at 4000x. Okay, yeah. Makes sense. We just keep going. Okay, so think about this. Stig is definitely off. Let me get this figured out. Okay. Let me get this feature roughly recentered and do this at... I feel like our Stig is still off. 1 second. I swear, this is always one of the settings for me that I pretty constantly get wrong. It's getting better the longer I use this thing, but sometimes it's hard for me to tell when I'm way on or way off. Let me turn off the crosshairs really quick. This feature also doesn't help because it's not amazingly detailed. Yeah, that's better. I think I have dust in my column, which is a fun problem for another day, but I think that's why that's happening right there. Okay, that's getting somewhere. That instability is very strange to me, but looking much better. All right, now we can go to 4000x and try this again. Okay. It does have a wobbler and it does have a reduced scan. Oh, that wobbler needs fixed. I haven't wobbled at this high of a magnification in a minute. Let me adjust this. Whoa, dude. That's way off. Better. Better. I'm pretty sure it has a reduced scan. It's the... I'll show you guys in a sec. All right, that wobble's looking 1,000% better. Not perfect, but definitely better. All right, let me show you the reduced scan I was talking about. Let me get focused on this too. So I've definitely lost focus somehow. Wow, it's weird. I feel like I lost. The stig got all messed up. Whoa! There's definitely some ghosts in this thing. I will show you that in one moment. Let me get stig somewhat reasonable looking. I swear this looked way better before I adjusted the aperture. Whatever. Let me show you the channeling pattern, or the emission pattern. I'm gonna move this laptop back over here so I can read chat easier. Yeah, reduced scan is, I think I pressed this button. Yeah. So we can do a reduced scan for sure. And then for EMP, go away from the hole. I don't know what that means. You mean go away from the feature here? I'm assuming you mean go away from the feature. Yeah, okay. Go down. All right. True, true. I guess a hole is a very large hole. Okay. Let me go back to emission pattern. And gun shift values are gun tilt 45 and 41, or negative 45, negative 41. Shift is at 0. And we are on a flat uniform area now. So we'll hit that emission pattern. One moment. Well, what's the about? Here, I'll wait. How did I align tilt? I did not yet. Oh, wait, no. I aligned tilt by maximizing the brightness, which is what the manual said to do. So I think we should be good. I think. Yes and no. Vague. I'm going to hit emission channeling pattern mode, or emission pattern mode. I just want to see what it does. Okay, I see something off to the side here. So now should I be adjusting? Well, just so you know, I haven't finished the alignment procedure yet. We've only done step 1. I have to do the same steps at a higher mag, which I haven't done yet. So I don't know if I want to adjust anything until I'm done with that. But definitely, let me put it back into slow scan mode. We got nothing. Or at least no, nothing's showing up on the pattern mode. I'm also zoomed way in. I don't know if I need to zoom out for that. I will, just in case. That's 100x. Contrast is pretty much maxed. We're at 249. 255 is still giving us... Okay, we got something at 255. And it looks fairly centered for our alignment values being at 0, 0. It's definitely more like... It almost feels like that's an artifact or like a secondary beam or something. I don't know if that's a thing. All right, one sec. Stage has been slightly moved. Brightness decreased when I move the stage. I can move the stage a little more. Brightness increased. That's definitely not moving with the stage. Go back to a bright surface. All right, we'll try it. What have I done? No, wrong mode. Fast, stop that. Okay, there we go. Wait, I need to go back to normal imaging mode. Oh, what the hell? I must have moved back up onto a bright spotted stage. I'm gonna go to this semi-even bright surface. It's not perfectly flat, but it's brighter than the other surface. No. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm getting conflicting information here. But I'll go back to, just for fun, we'll see what this looks like right now. Slow. That looks different. Different-er, more different. We have, let me move this cable. We have 2 spots now. Change aperture to biggest. Okay. Yeah, we're on like 3 right now. Should I turn contrast down before I do that so I don't harm the PMT or something? I'll turn it down a little bit. I'll turn it back up once I open it. Okay. We're at 0 now, so that should be pretty good. Let me open or turn contrast back up. Okay, so now we have no aperture, or aperture 0. So pretty damn open. Oh my God. That's weird. That seems not normal. Huh. All right, I changed contrast a little bit again, and well, that's weird. That it just went away. What's my contrast at? 180. Go back to like 200. Okay. I just turned it down too low. The lens amps. It's a great question. 1 second. I can answer that once I check a board. I'm pretty sure the only board I've replaced in this whole system is this board, which is the ScanGen 1 board, which I don't think has... I think the OL lens boards have those on them, right? I'd need to look at the schematic, but I'm pretty sure those amps aren't on this board. And this is the only board I've replaced. 5 or 10 kilovolts. We're at 20 right now. Okay, so you want me to step it down and see, what are we looking for? Can you tell me? Okay, reduce filament current. That makes sense. But why are we going down to 5 or 10? And why, just really quickly, why are we doing this before we finish the column alignment? Change it in emission pattern. Okay, I see. See what the change is. I get it. All right, let me bring the filament current down. I would have to agree. Okay, filament current's down. Let me go down to like, yeah, I'll go down to 10K. All right. I'm going to just step us back up till we're emitting something again. All right, we should be emitting now. I'm going to bring it up just a little bit more. emission current right now is like less than 100 microamps. Or, yeah. I'll show you. You can kind of see. That's where we're at. It's at like the 1130 marker. And we still have basically the same pattern, honestly. Eek. Yeah, it's still looking very close to how it looked at 20 kV, which is interesting. Should we go down to 5? I'm gonna predict that you're gonna say yes, and I'm gonna go down to 5. You just tell me if not. Okay, now we're at 5. Well melt distance. We just checked at the beginning of the stream. If you go back, it was a little bit, I think it was a little too far from the cap. So we moved it up like a quarter turn. But yeah, let me reapply current here so we can see what 5 looks like. Okay, here's 5 kilovolts, and it looks to be almost the same pattern. I mean, it's a little different because now we have this. The shape has changed slightly. Yeah, we did. We were using our eyeballs for sure. This is the slowest scan I'm capable of doing, unless I hook up my external scan controller, in which case I could do a defocus. Yeah, I can defocus. All right. I have to imagine I'm defocused now. But no, this is the slowest scan I can hit unless I turn on the computer. Let me turn on the computer. Why not? All right, give me 5 minutes for my controller to boot up here. Any other ideas while we're waiting on that? Is there a value in going back and finishing the column alignment procedure before we do this, since we hadn't done that yet? Or do we think it's close enough and that something else weird is going on? Like, I think there might be a piece of dust in my column, but I don't know if that would cause this. No idea. All right, I can get us a slower scan here. Give me just a minute. Yeah, I got a mouse pad. Okay. Okay, slowest I can do is a 4K image acquisition. Set this to 5. All right, let me move some stuff so you can see what's going on. And it's gonna probably take a minute or two for the image to even show up. Well, I'll decrease the dwell time actually. 1 second. I'll just do like 5. Okay, let's try this. Mag is 200. Not that that's probably gonna matter. Right, so this is the slowest scan I am capable of doing with my current hardware. Correct. Oh, you want me to put this back to 20 kilovolts? Okay. Give me a minute. 1 sec. Oh, okay, okay. You were asking Spirit if it was at 20. All right, well, I'm not going to change it then. I'm too quick to respond. All right. Let me reacquire this. Weird. I upped the current a little bit, and now we're getting this shape, which still seems weird, but it's like, I think honestly this part's just less bright, so the more I saturate it, the more this gets filled in. Oh no, now we're having, okay, this is a new issue. This is a completely unrelated issue. I have to turn the beam off and on again. Sometimes our, I think I have a bad capacitor on one of our scan gen boards or something to that effect, because sometimes I have to turn the accelerating voltage off and back on before that issue goes away. Yeah, I'll hop in Discord if you want to just, yeah. Let me charge my headphones. I didn't see that you sent the offer for the voice channel, but let me charge these. 5 minutes, and then I'll hop in. What's up? Oh wow. Yeah. Okay, while we're here, let me let my headphones charge up for a minute, and then I'll get on the Discord. But I'm gonna kick this back on at like 5 kilovolts and make sure that other random issue stopped happening. Okay, we're good. Our coils, oh no, we're not. Well, it doesn't really matter. This X, just don't worry about this this X instability. It just happens. It's a different thing. I see. Tilt and shift at 5 kilovolts. That's a great question, and honestly, probably not where they need to be. Why can't I adjust anything? Oh no, I think the computer just crashed. Oh, it's just really slow. Never had that happen. Huh. I think the system needs reset. 1 second. I'm going to increase filament current. All right, we'll do. It is linked to scan speed. Well, actually, I don't think it's linked to scan speed. It shows up differently depending on how fast you're scanning. It's not as noticeable in a fast scan, so I think there's like some capacitor on the X line or something that's causing some like wibbling. The external scan is canceled. It's not on right now. I have to reset the computer real quick because this menu's broken, so I'm going to turn off the voltage and do that. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I can access these again now. So yeah, our actually at 5 kilovolts looks like it was about exactly the same. We were at 0, 0, and our tilts were negative 40 roughly, give or take 5. Okay, sorry, lost my train of thought. I'm going to start that scan back up. We should have a picture now. There we go. All right. Yeah, pretty much the same shape. Okay, what next? So I'll hop in the Discord here in a second. I just hesitate to expose you to the unfiltered audio of this room. Gun bias, good question. I think that was probably like literally on the page I was just on. Our bias is 2 for 5 kilovolts. Does that seem... This automatically adjusts as I adjust voltage, so I don't normally mess with the bias, honestly. Increase to 4. Will do. Yeah, that definitely changed our pattern. That is looking normal-er. More normal, you might say. I am assuming. Let's check 3. All right, go to 3. Yeah, 3's looking, well, honestly, kind of like a middle ground between 2 and 4. So that means our emission is decreasing. I'm assuming we still don't like this shape, right? Like that, it should be an oval, I'm guessing. Emission current is at, it's probably closer to 50. I can bring it up to 70. It's at, let's see, it's at 40 right now. Yeah, the emission current's at 40. All right, I'm not changing. I'm waiting. Okay, all right. Yeah, it's at 40 right now. Keithley reading. Let's see. Let me insert the PCD. Keithley is reading. Well, it's actually jumping around quite a lot as the coils. As we scan, it's jumping around a lot, but it's peaking out at about like 67 as it would be drawing the brightest part of the image. Because I'm an EMP, yeah, that makes sense. Okay. But I mean, that seems like a normal reading to me. Okay. I'm gonna take PCD out. So the goal here is for our beam to be elliptical, or the shape of the where it's hitting to be elliptical, and it currently does not look like that. But what actually, I guess this is where my knowledge of how these machines work starts to fall apart. Matching the shape to the part of the filament that's emitting. Oh, decreased contrast. All right. Here's decreased contrast. I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna get my headphones here. I'm gonna make sure they're actually charging. I'll be right back. They're not charging. You got a USB-C? Oh, sick. That'd be so cool. Oh, dude. Thank you. I'll just plug it in right here. Thank you. Need to give these things a quick boost. Yep. Sweet. Thanks. All right. Headphones are charging, so we'll have that chat very soon. They're on a high wattage charger. Okay. So that's interesting. So we're actually looking at it matches the shape of the part of the filament that's actually emitting. That is so fascinating to me. I wish I could, but they're very shitty headphones that do not allow for that. But within 5 minutes, I should be good to have a call here. What I might do is end the live stream and pick it back up if I get back to condensing. But if we get into a long chat, I'll probably just kill the stream when we get to that point. I still have to remember that my column is completely unlocked and could be moved at any point. So I'll probably want to finish the column alignment before I leave today. I probably got 2 more hours I can realistically work on this before I gotta go. But I'll pick back up tomorrow, worst case. So would the fact that this is a weird shape mean that the filament is like emitting from not the tip? Is that what we're thinking? Because that's what that would imply to me, I guess, with my very limited knowledge. Okay. So I guess this ideally should look like an ellipse, though. How do we get it there? Like, what would be wrong? Would this be a column alignment issue, or is this something up in the gun that still needs fixed? Like, should I pull the filament back out and realign that? I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. Charging or misalignment. Okay. We did get the filament. I want to say it's much better than it was before, at the very least. It's visually pretty centered. Okay. Okay. Well, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna call the stream here for today. When I pick up tomorrow, I'll explain what we've done so that anybody watching on YouTube can kind of get an idea, fill in the gaps a bit. But yeah, I would guess so too. But yeah, so we will. I'm gonna cancel the stream here for today, wrap it up, and then I'll hop in with you guys on Discord in a bit, and we'll hash out some more tests, which I really appreciate that offer, by the way. And then we'll get another live stream going tomorrow, hopefully with getting some things calibrated after we've done said tests. But we're gonna end it here for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. It was great having some help and some advice during this, and some friends sitting along. And I'll see a couple of you guys in the Discord in like 10 or 15 minutes. So thank you. Appreciate you guys. I'm gonna hit stop now. So we'll catch you guys later. Bye. Bye.